Hey guys, Mookduke here, and it must have been Christmas last week as Tritonian have finally dropped a new Mordhau Patchie featuring a new map and some long-awaited cosmetics. In this video, I'll dive into the new content they've added, and then I think it's time we have a little heart-to-heart about the future of Mordhau and why this might be the last major update we're ever going to see. Stick around to later in the video to find out more. But first, new map! After being teased for months, the Totenwald map is finally here. And it's good. Set within a dark forest, this map exudes a captivating atmosphere, and I think is the first map that truly recaptures that original Chivalry vibe, with its long road forcing tightly packed battles through a village all the way up to the big castle at the end. I can't stress enough how great this map looks, and the inclusion of rain effects that actually drench the mercenaries is a really nice touch. I mean, check this out, the droplets on the weapons, the glistening gauntlets, and just look how soaked this guy is. Some people are saying it's too dark, and to be fair, it can be at times, but personally, I think it enhances immersion significantly with its brooding undertone, and if you really can't see who your teammates are, remember the H key is your friend. While the new map looks fantastic, it does have a few issues that should be addressed. A significant portion of these issues stem from the invasion game mode, where many players, including myself, have expressed the opinion that the initial stage for blue to push is slightly too long. I suspect this may be attributed to some weird spawns. It is still possible to complete, but this map does require a larger team effort to push the objective, which in a way I appreciate. The second issue is the objective that involves looting the church. In other maps, you may need to break down some doors to gain access to loot, which is perfectly fine. However, on this map, the enemy team can place a spawn banner inside the church and then have an army of engineers fixing the door continuously, making it virtually impossible to breach. Again, I actually kind of like this as it adds a new challenging dynamic to the defensive strategy, yet it can get frustrating when there are no other ways to enter. Personally, I'd like the door to stay, but it would be nice to have an additional entry point or larger open windows enabling us to jump in or throw fire on the defending team if they decide to barricade themselves in. Bad stuff out of the way, let's talk about the positives. Frontline. Normally, I'm not a huge frontline player, but Totenwald's frontline is great. Unlike other maps, it actually plays like the tug of war I always imagined this mode should be. The lengthy road down the centre enables some very streamlined gameplay, sparing us from running aimlessly to random locations, and the bridge choke point ensures the middle is constantly filled with action. The alternative frontline map is also a real winner, offering plenty of action with minimal running to reach where you need to be. With the release of this map, they have also added chests where you can find some magic weapons, enabling you to one-shot enemies for a limited amount of time. And yes, you still need to parry. The alternative frontline map really feels more like a silly TDM mode, which does make me wonder why the alt map hasn't been added to Brawl, especially with the magic elements, pigs, and general tomfoolery. I think it would be a fantastic addition to those smaller game modes, much like Dungeon was. Similarly to Dungeon, you'll find explosive barrels scattered everywhere in all versions of the new map, so feel free to toss those into the mix for extra boom factor. There have been some concerns about there being too many ballisters, but they haven't impacted the game too much, and I happen to enjoy ballisters, so get good, son. In addition to the map, the devs have really gone the extra mile for us, and by that I mean they've given us one new cosmetic set! The Joust set is a free addition to the game, featuring the long-awaited frog helm with jousting armor and a new owl pike skin for the partisan. I can't knock it too much as the set does look great, but I must admit that after such a long wait, I just hoped for a little bit more. Don't be too sad though if you are looking for more. For the price of less than a London pint, you can purchase the Archduke set DLC, which comes with Gothic plate inspired armor and a new skin for the polehammer. I'll admit I did cave and buy the set because that sash is naughty. I should also quickly note this update has not yet made it to the 2 players on console, but it should be added in the future. Sorry console players. Overall, it's safe to say this has been a good update, but considering how long it's taken to arrive, I'm not entirely convinced it's sufficient enough to keep casual players interested over the long term. I wouldn't hold on too much hope for anything groundbreaking coming our way. There were whispers of Crush working on a completely new mode for Mordhau, but lately I've been hearing that this might not be the case anymore, as apparently he's retired. Keep in mind, both of these claims are unverified, so don't take this as gospel. What can be verified though, through the Mordhau mods, is that only a few developers are still actively working on Mordhau, with the majority focusing on their new game. And before you get too excited, no, it's not Mordhau 2. Drunk Dwarf has also stated that there will be future content patches, but not to expect any major changes in the future. Which leaves us with some important questions. Is this the end of the road for Mordhau? Are we finally reaching the end? Within the community, there's a lot of buzz about new games on the horizon, and other indie studios trying to stir up interest in the melee genre. Yet, a part of me fears that, even with Tritonian working on a new game, none of it will be able to hit the magic Mordhau offers, and that this silly sword game might be the best we're ever going to get. If you enjoyed this video and want to support my channel, please hit that like and subscribe button, it genuinely makes a difference, and as always, thanks for watching, and keep mooking them dukes.